Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? If you guys can hear me, can you guys put a number 1 in the chat? I just want to make sure that my microphone is working. You guys can see my screen and everything's good to go. Okay, I see some ones coming up in the chat. That's awesome, guys. I also see a ton of people pouring in right now. Guys, I see 200 people already watching right now. That's super awesome. Guys, it's been a minute, hasn't it? It's been a minute since we've done one of these live things. All right. Oh, I see all the ones flowing in. This is amazing. All right, guys, do one thing for me as everyone's hopping in here. You have to scroll down just a little bit and hit the subscribe button because I want to make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, because if you don't, yeah, the screen's going to blow up and you'll never hear from us again or something like that. Guys, just make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube. We've been putting out a bunch of really cool stuff, and we also have a ton in the pipeline. Make sure you're subscribed so that we can keep giving you guys this cool content. Guys, before we get started, I want to say thanks for joining us here. If you've never been on one of our webinars or presentations or live streams or anything like that, we like to have a lot of fun on these. These are always value-packed. So we're going to be showing you some real-life case studies, real-life strategies that you can really just take and use right after this webinar is done, okay? So it's not just a big pitch fest. Sometimes you get on these webinars, you don't know what it's going to be like. So just in case you've never been on a HOTH one before, just letting you know that this is going to be really awesome for you. You're going to be able to take these strategies and implement them on your site right after you're done, okay? Cool. I see 258 people, 259 already in here right now. Dude, that's amazing. I love it. Okay, guys, we're going to be getting started here just in 1 minute as more people are hopping in. I love it. Again, just make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've been getting like 100 new subscribers every day. YouTube, by the way, this is like kind of like a quick tip before we do this. We're going to be talking a lot about like organic rankings in Google, but to be honest, guys, there is a ton of potential on YouTube if you're not taking advantage of video. We actually just started doing this maybe a year ago and really started ramping it up recently, and we're starting to get a lot of traction on using YouTube, because that's actually the second largest search engine in the world. So taking your content and repurposing it for YouTube, that's another quick trick for you. But guys, we're going to be talking about a bunch of real organic case studies here in this. So are you guys ready to get started? Can I get number 1 in the chat if you guys are ready to get started? Hell yeah. All right. Seeing a million ones come up. All right. Okay, guys, this is for you if you guys want to get better SEO results. I mean, I guess who doesn't, right? Guys, we're going to be showing you what is really working now in 2018. And if you've been confused about what to do in the past, maybe you're looking at your site and you're like, I don't know what links to build, or you're confused about link building or what anchor text to use, or how many links is it even going to take. So we're here to really simplify that process for you, okay? And we're going to show you what's actually working today, not like 2 years ago or 5 years ago or anything like that. We're going to be going over real world case studies of clients that we actually have, how they've achieved really good results in the last 6 months and last year, and we're going to just break that all down for you. And what that means is, like, we're going to actually be showing you the process that we go through for each campaign, okay? We're going to be showing you the types of links that we built, the type of content that we built, what the results were, and a timeline for how long it took, so you can get kind of an idea of like how long it takes to see these kinds of results. Plus the most important takeaways from each, okay? The stuff that you guys really got to remember, okay? And so, guys, you can probably tell that I talk really fast and I get super excited about this kind of stuff. So make sure that if you guys are you're looking at your cell phone, you got the other windows open, you want to close down those tabs because we're going to be going through a ton of different stuff here in the next probably 30, 45 minutes. We got a lot of case studies, a lot of takeaways, things that you guys are going to want to remember. So make sure that you put away anything that's distracting you right now, okay? So guys, after we've covered all these things, you guys are going to have a really clear idea of what it takes to rank sites in 2018, and you guys can just replicate this process on your own site. And you guys are going to be able to get results way faster from these takeaways that we have after each one of our case studies, okay? So guys, remember, stick around until the end, okay? I'm gonna show you exactly where you can get the slides and notes from this, and I'm gonna stick around and do 30 minutes of Q&A, so you guys can actually ask me anything you want. We might even have the great Andrew Hardgrove join us here, maybe Greg sticking around, we'll see. And if you guys actually have any questions during the presentation, go ahead and put them right there in that chat on the right-hand side. We have a few people hanging around ready to answer your questions. I think we have Andrew, I said, and Greg, and I'm not sure who else we got from the HOTH crew, but you'll be able to just we got Gabby in there too. That's awesome. Yeah, we have a handful of people here hanging out on the chat. So if you guys do have any questions while I'm ripping through these slides, go ahead and throw it in there. This is kind of meant for people that are a little more advanced, and so I'm going to be using some terminology. So if I'm doing it too much, feel free to put a comment in the chat or ask a question. We'd be happy to help you translate some of the nonsense that comes out of my mouth. And I'll try to do my best to explain everything because there's quite a bit to cover, okay? So just a real quick 1-2, who are we if you've never heard of us before or this is your first webinar? We are the HOTH. We're an SEO company. This is the HOTH Monster, and it stands for hit 'em over the head. So that's kind of our general philosophy. Everything we want to do, we want to go above and beyond, hit you over the head with awesomeness, okay? So we've been growing since 2010. You know, we started in 2010 in Chicago. Now we're in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, close to Tampa. And we've really grown quite a bit in the last few years. We were featured on the INC 5000 list as one of the fastest growing companies in the U.S. We recently got an award for Tampa Bay Business Journal Best Place to Work. We're a regular contributor to Forbes. And if you've never actually got a chance to meet us, we go to all the big SEO and marketing conferences. We go to PubCon, SMX, Search Engine Journal Summit, Content Marketing World, Digital Summit, Brighton, and we're even going to Chiang Mai SEO conference later on this year in Thailand. These are all great. If you guys ever get a chance to meet us or ever get a chance to go to these conferences, we'd love to meet you. We go to all of them. Come over. We usually have like a big booth. We can give you a high five and chat about SEO. It'd be super fun. We love this because, you know, as a digital company, we don't get a ton of time to interact one-on-one or one-on-one. So these are an awesome time that we can get to meet and you know, hang out a little bit, give you guys some high fives. We even actually threw our own conference earlier this year as our first one. We had hundreds of people from all over the world come in and called HOTHCon right here in St. Petersburg, Florida. We would love for you guys to join us on the next one if you get a chance. And then lastly, this is a picture of me. My name is Clayton Johnson. I am the CMO of the HOTH. This is a picture of me speaking at Search Engine Journal Summit last year in Chicago. That was super fun. I got to share the stage with all the big names, you know, Google and Bing and Yext, and that was really awesome. And the reason we show you this real quick is just because, you know, if you've never been on one of our webinars before, if you've never met us, sometimes you get on these webinars and you don't know who's talking. Is it just some dude in a shack or is it a real company? We want to show you guys that we put our names and our faces out there on this. We're real and we're always doing stuff. And if you ever get a chance to come to one of these conferences, we would love to meet you, okay? So guys, with that said, let's get into it, all right? So guys, this is all based on a really simple SEO strategy, and it's not as devious as this animal looks. But so let me just walk you through real quick what that strategy is, and then we can take a deep dive on the actual case studies. Okay, cool. So The SEO strategy works kind of like this. Before we ever start anything, we first want to look and make sure that's nothing is actually messed up. Okay, so we do an audit first. So we look at your historical traffic and see if there's any potential penalties or any kind of problems that you've had. Okay, so that can kind of lead to us understanding what's going on with your site in case there's any issues. We look for over optimization. So some of the penalties, a lot of penalties come because SEOs did some wacky things in the past. Maybe you hired an SEO person in the past. Maybe you were trying to do it on yourself, might have messed up something. So we always look, just in case you're over optimized in terms of your anchor text or anything that's on your page, anything that could really prevent you from getting results. That's what we're really looking at. Because if we just blow into a campaign and we don't understand what's going on with your site first, that might prevent us from having results. So we always audit it first, okay? Then after that, you guys don't want to start at the hardest things. We do something called easy wins, and easy wins are basically like your hidden gold mines. What we look for is keywords that you're already targeting, like keywords that you're ranking for, but you're not ranking at the top of Google. So this is what happens a lot of times with sites, is that you have keywords, you have some good optimization on your site, you might have a handful of links, and you're ranking somewhere on Google, usually in positions 4 through 30. So maybe you're just not on page 1 yet, but you're still being seen by Google as relevant for that search. So we want to uncover those terms that are like that, because those are way easier to boost up than starting from scratch. So a lot of times sites will have these. We want to uncover these first and go after them. That's how we can get way quicker results. We call those the easy wins. And I'll show you guys some examples of these as we go through the content, okay? After we find out the keywords that you're already ranking for, we want to do another analysis called a content gap analysis. Now, without trying to sound too fancy, basically this means we go look at what your competitors are targeting that you're not, all right? So a lot of times, you have a few keywords on your site, you have a few pages, but if we go out there and we look at what all your competitors are targeting, we'll get a really good idea of what the industry holds in terms of keywords. And a lot of times when we run this report, you get a ton of new ideas for types of content that you could create. Even we did this on our own site. Like when we started doing this strategy a couple years ago, I ran a content gap analysis and we looked at all the competitors, all the keywords they're targeting. And I thought that I knew all the keywords that we were supposed to be targeting, but I was literally blown away by how many keywords there were out there for us to go create content on. So we always run a content gap analysis. We find new keywords that you're not targeting. We show them to you. And a lot of times we can capture a lot more traffic by doing that. Cool? All right. So we do those things as the kind of initial research before we build the campaigns, and then we build the campaigns. Now, SEO in 2018, I would love to say that it's super complicated and super fancy, but the reality is it's actually really not that crazy. Yes, there's a bunch of intricacies, and we'll go through them on this webinar, but at the core of ranking in 2018, it comes down to building links to your website, getting other websites to link to you, because those are like votes in Google, and having good content on your website, having content that is well optimized, having a decent amount of content, having contextual relevance on your site so that Google understands what your site's about. So it comes down to just links and content, all right? This is gonna create authority in the eyes of Google. We always want to build the campaigns in a way that's really natural and safe so that, you don't get penalized or anything like that. And we also want to get you real results that don't take years, right? No one wants to wait around for years in order to get results. And then after all of that, after we look at all these campaigns and do this, we just keep testing and tweaking all the time. And I'll show you guys on this webinar a few of the things that we can tweak in terms of campaigns based on what we see in the results. And I think you guys will learn a lot from it. It's pretty cool. All right, guys? So are you guys ready to see some case results? Can I get a hell yeah in the chat if you guys are ready to see some case studies? All right. All right. Yeah, I see hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's up, man? All right. Guys, let's crack some knuckles. I'm going to take a drink. Maybe you guys need a beer or anything. Then we'll get cracking on some of these case studies. It's going to be super fun. Hell yeah. Guys, by the way, we got 482 people. If you guys could imagine this, it's like a huge room at a conference right now, but we're doing it virtually, man. I love doing these kinds of things. Guys, again, keep your questions flowing in the chat if you guys have anything. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, guys, if you don't hit the subscribe button, I'm not going to be able to eat tonight. All right, guys, let's do these case studies. All right. Case study 1. This is a language learning site, and you guys can just think of this as kind of a normal website that sells things online. Okay. So, guys, this is a site that started with us in October of 2017, okay? It didn't really have very many rankings when we started, but it did have a decent amount of content as well as a blog, okay? So that's a really important thing to understand is that this website had a blog, had a bunch of content built out. They had a whole team that was dedicated to writing content. And they let us know that they produced their own content and just needed help building links, okay? So we ran it through our normal process. So the first thing we always do is an audit. And I'll try to explain these again just in case you missed it the first time, okay? So we always check the anchor text. So anchor text is a thing that's really important to understand. It's one of the things that causes penguin penalties. And if you're an SEO and you're trying to rank a page and you want to rank it for blue widgets and you build links that say blue widgets, blue widgets, blue widgets over and over and over, that's a sign to Google that you're over optimizing, right? You're getting too many of the same links with the same anchor text. And that can cause penalties later on, okay? So we checked for that. So we saw that there was a bit of over-optimization on one keyword, but there wasn't too much to worry about because naturally we take care of that in our campaigns anyway, but we always want to check. We checked the historical rankings as well. We saw that there are no penalties based on the historical graph, so that's good, right? And then we checked the site. So we saw that the site actually did have a decent amount of content, just like the client said, okay? So that's really good, all right? So we look at our easy wins. Again, these are keywords. We look at the site, we find all the keywords that it's already ranking for, usually in positions 4 through 30. That means not right at the top of Google, not position 1, 2, or 3, but 4 or page 2 or page 3, right? And these are keywords that are really good to target. We can find pages that have a lot of potential. They're just not getting the traffic they deserve. Google already thinks you're relevant for it. We just need to push you up a little bit. All right, another thing that we always look for is cost per click. So we only are looking for keywords that do have a cost per click, meaning that someone is actually paying money to advertise on these keywords, right? That's how we know that they're really valuable keywords to actually go after. So on this, the cost per click was between 25 cents through $3.50, and they all had traffic between 300 monthly searches all the way up to 8,600 searches a month, okay? So there's quite a bit of opportunity here. And we reviewed all of these easy wins with the customer, and we picked out a few pages that had the most potential that they wanted to target, right? All right, so we did that. And then the second part of our research is the content gap analysis. So what we're doing, again, this is kind of like the competitor analysis. We went out and we found 998 keywords with volume up to 1,000 plus monthly searches, all with CPC that they could target. These are keywords that the competitors were targeting, but this site was not yet. So we knew that because we had a low budget for this site, we weren't going to do content, and also they had their own team doing content, right? So that was fine, but we still shared this info with them because they can do a lot with this. They can see, a lot of people don't ever do a content gap analysis. They don't look at their competitors and see what they're doing. So when we give you a list of 1,000 keywords that you can target, it can give you some really killer ideas of new content you can create, right? And also great keywords that you can target. So they can use these ideas to create new articles on their website, right? So guys, let's get into the strategy. What did we actually do? That was the research phase. Here's what we actually did, all right? So strategy months 1 through 4, they were very simple, okay? We just started with some very simple link building since this was a low budget campaign, all right? Every month we did one HOTH Platinum. And if you're not familiar with HOTH packages, sorry for the gobbledygook and terminology. Basically what we did here is diversity links. These are Web 2.0 style links. So we have these different packages, and this will give you a lot of bang for your buck. These are contextual links. So like inside an article on a Web 2.0 site, like a WordPress.com blog, a Blogspot.com blog, all that kind of stuff, okay? And so we did one of those. That gets you some nice diversity. And then we also targeted some of the pages with DA30 guest posts. So these are high authority links. These are the ones that are really going to start driving your rankings, okay? So we didn't have a lot of budget to go with on this one, but this is what we did months 1 through 4, okay? And then and months 5 through 6, the customer actually upgraded their plan. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. So we were able to target even more we're targeting even more pages. So we did same thing, HOTH Platinum for the diversity links, but we were able to add double the amount of guest posts we were doing. So these are the high authority links. So that allowed us to target more pages. So guys, here's what the results were. Okay, so within 30 days of when we started the strategic links, we already saw gains, and that continued every single month. Guys, so you can see the traffic graphs here right on the right-hand side. You can see that blue graph. They were basically getting nothing before we started. We said we started in late 2017, and then we saw a little bump within 30 days, okay? And then that second arrow right there, that's when they doubled their campaign. And you guys can see what happened right after that. We started having huge gains, okay? Because of these huge gains, the customer upgrade, or sorry, that second line is when they upgraded. And so there's a ton of opportunity in this market. You guys can see how it just kept climbing from then on. It was a crazy campaign. So what's awesome to see is that this traffic is actually super valuable. It wasn't just that we increased their traffic. You can see here on the right-hand side, this is a screenshot from Ahrefs, and you can see that the traffic value is estimated at $24,000 a month. That means if he were to go to AdWords and pay for the same traffic they're getting from us, from Google, with this organic SEO from our campaign that you know that we started from scratch, we started from about zero, he's getting $24,000 a month worth of traffic. And the cool thing is his lifetime spend with us through all of those months that he's been with us has only been $5,000. How is that for ROI, right? That is pretty killer ROI, guys. All right, so this was an awesome campaign. I loved the results of this one. It was pretty cool to see such a huge bump in traffic, and it was even cooler to see going from a small campaign, get a little bit of results, and then double that, and then it just skyrocketed from there, right? So guys, the takeaway from this one is that it is really vital to have a good amount of content on your site, but links are the thing that really makes your site rank, okay? So right here on the right, I showed you, this is a little study that Ahrefs did in terms of what makes a site rank this year in terms of backlink factors versus on-page factors. And you can see all the ones on top, the ones that have a higher correlation with rankings, are all about backlinks. So it's page backlink factors, URL rank, referring domains, referring pages, backlinks, and then domain backlink factors, okay? So getting links both to just your root domain and also the page are super important in terms of getting those rankings. That's exactly what we saw in this campaign, right? So this site had a wealth of content, but it really just needed some strategic link building to start realizing that value. And by selecting target pages and building diverse links, you guys can really get great results, right? Pretty cool, right? I think that's pretty great. We had great results that campaign. So guys, let me show you one that's a little bit different. This is a local business. So that last one was just, selling things online. So that's applicable to you if you have like a SaaS company or you sell online goods, services, ebooks, anything like that. But this one, if you have a local business or you're ranking local businesses, this one's for you, okay? So this is a local remodeling company, all right? And yeah, like I said, it's a local remodeling company / construction company website, and it was only getting a few hundred visitors per month when they started in July of 2017. So they started about a little bit less than a year ago. And guys, this is pretty common. You'll see almost all of these case studies have websites that aren't getting a ton of traffic from Google, okay? It's very common if you haven't done SEO before, or maybe you have done some SEO, you optimize your page titles. A lot of times that's not enough, and you're just getting a few hundred visitors per month, and there's a ton more value that you can see from it. So I'm gonna show you guys what we did with this site, all right? So again, we ran it through our normal process. So we always do an audit. So in this one, we found a few abnormalities in the rankings, actually. It's not always that we find abnormalities. What we saw is that they had potentially a Panda rankings issue. So Panda was an update that came out, and the one that we saw was in May of 2014. And Panda targets thin content. Okay, so that means pages that don't really have that much text on them. So maybe it only has a few hundred words, or maybe even no words on the pages. Just not having enough written content that Google can read. A lot of times that's what Panda targets. So we wanted to keep that in mind. We also saw that it potentially might have a mobile-friendly ranking issue. So Google came out with an update in April of 2015 that targeted sites that were not mobile-friendly. And we saw Google continue in the last few years to target that as well. So it's really important in this day and age to actually have a mobile-friendly website, all right? So when we looked at what the traffic looked like recently, like when we started like a year ago in 2017, these had already passed, and they had redone their site So we saw that their new website was mobile friendly. So we were good to go, but we still wanted to watch for these issues because we saw in their historical rankings graphs, okay? So this is an example of how important an audit is, okay? So let me show you what happened with their site. So again, we did the easy wins. Again, we looked at keywords that they had good potential to rank for. We found 162, and with cost per click between 50 cents and $10. Now, we didn't find as many easy wins on this website as some of the other ones, but that's okay because this is a local site. And local sites, a lot of times they don't have the same amount of content. They also don't have the same amount of volume in terms of monthly searches for keywords. And that's okay though, because local searches, even if you get low volume, it can still be extremely valuable because the search intent is really high because it's always people looking for you in your local area. They probably have fewer choices. So the likelihood that they're going to convert is a lot higher. And also at the same time, this is in a niche where one customer is worth like thousands of dollars. Okay, so it's totally fine if we don't have as many keywords to rank for. We still want to look for them, and we found a bunch here, so this is really good. But just FYI and local, that's kind of how it works. Okay, so most of the keywords that we found were related to the different types of materials that they use to build. So I'm not going to reveal the exact niche, but let's just say let's say if you wanted to do new kitchen cabinets, a lot of the search terms were like oak kitchen cabinets or steel kitchen cabinets, those kinds of things, okay? And so we decided to focus on those types of keywords plus location-based keywords, okay? That's what we decided on with the customer because there's quite a bit of them, okay? Then we ran a content gap analysis. So we found 64 keywords, all with good volume that they could target and create content for, mostly with pretty low competition. That's one of the cool things about local SEOs. A lot of times you're only competing against local businesses. So when you have us on your side or you follow these kind of simple patterns, you can usually crush it pretty quickly. So that's pretty great. So these were all the keywords that we found in terms of their competitions keywords. They're also related to the types of services they provide, the materials they use to build, and those variations. So they're very similar to the last group, the easy wins keywords. All right. So strategy month 1 through 3 was pretty simple. It was a pretty simple link building on a low budget. Again, we did a HOTH Platinum, which is our diversity links. And then we started doing some more strategic link building with our contextual guest posts. These are high authority links. And both these together, they start building authority to the site. All right. In month 4, we actually added in some local citations and like business listing packages at the customer's request. Okay. So this company actually had a few different locations. And what you want to do for all of your locations when you're doing local is you want to build out what we call citations. And so what we do is we go out there, and a lot of times you'll see if you search for keywords around your local business, you'll see things like Yelp ranking, or if you're a lawyer, you're seeing like AVVO start ranking. If you're a lawyer, you might find findlaw.com ranking. There's a lot of directories out there that you want to be listed in. And so if you're listing these directories, that's good because a lot of times they rank. And at the same time, people click on those rankings. They want to see your business in there. And then you also get links at the same time. So we have a package that does this. It's called HOTH Local. And we often incorporate that into our strategy. We did that here in month 4, and we added some business listings. Okay, so just changed it up a little bit. All right. So guys, we kind of ran into a problem with this one, is that the rankings actually didn't move that much from July to October, which is past our 90-day mark. So I said this earlier, but we usually look to get results in about 90 days, okay? That's kind of what, on average, we're looking for. If you build 3 months of consistent links and content, that is, you'll usually start seeing results around the 90-day mark. Sometimes you can see it for less, sometimes it takes a little bit more, but if we're not seeing results by 90 day, we usually take a look at the site and then just recommend some changes, try to figure out what we need to do, okay? So in this case, we recommended expanding the budget and adding content to allow to add content for contextual relevance. Remember, guys, in the initial audit for this site, we saw that it had a potential panda issues earlier. So yeah, to translate that from SEO gobbledygook, basically it means they didn't have enough content on their site. And so since we were only doing a limited budget here and just building links, we recommended to expand that budget and actually add some content. A lot of times what we'll see is that if you're only doing links and you don't have enough content, that's not enough. You really need to show Google that you're an authority in the space and add some content on there. And that's usually what will flip that switch, okay? So that's what we did here. And in month 5, they did take us up on our recommendations. We started adding content. So we have a service. It's a blog content service called HOTH Blogger. It's awesome. It's one of our best rated services. And we added 8 1,000-word blog posts in month 5, okay? So that added over 8,000 words of content to their site. It was really great, gave some really great contextual relevance. And then we also continued with the link building. So we did HOTH results. We also did some guest posts. And so what happened after we did that? Guys, ranking started taking off. This was awesome to see. So guys, remember I said that we started in July, links only, and you guys see it wasn't really much of anything happening. And then as soon as we added that content in month 5, that's when we really started skyrocketing in terms of the rankings, guys. And so it was awesome. You guys can see the graph here. It just starts going up. And the cool thing is that it wasn't just like that blog content that started ranking. Their actual local rankings started shooting up. So you guys can see here, I mean, I kind of blocked it out, but you can see they have a few different locations, but one of them is in Tampa. And so you can see here, they're ranking number 1 for a ton of different Tampa-related keywords, right? You can see position, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 2, number 3. So right at the top of page 1 for a bunch of local keywords, right? So it wasn't just that blog content that started helping them. It just gave them that contextual relevance, and then all of their keywords really started skyrocketing, okay? So the results were basically as soon as we started adding relevant content to the site, Google really unlocked the floodgates, okay? And so now they have a traffic value of over $7,000 per month. So you guys can see that here in the screenshot, right over on the right-hand side, $7,000 per month traffic value if they were to pay for this in AdWords. And they're getting that for free every month, essentially, because we already built the links and the content, everything like that. And we're still increasing every single month. And guys, again, I didn't say the exact niche for this, but the industry average prices for one job are at least between $2,000 to $4,000 a piece. So even getting a few customers per month is extremely valuable to them. So this is a really cool local SEO case study. We have a ton of them just like this, but that was a really, really cool a case study where we learned a couple things. And those things were that sometimes Google wants to see that you're an authority in the space. So adding that content is vital. So guys, if you've been building links and you're not really seeing the same type of content, you're going to want to add some content, because that can really just flip that switch in Google. It's going to show them the contextual relevance that you're a real authority, and then that'll start increasing your rankings, okay? The type of content that we created, it wasn't just random content. It actually answered questions about their products, and it showed relevance. So to give you guys an example, every time that we do this, I was explaining earlier that we do a content gap analysis. We go and find keywords that your competition is ranking for that are in your industry, but you're not targeting yet. And we can show that to you. And a lot of times what that will do is it'll just set up like a little trigger. And when we work with you on this, we can show you these keywords, and you guys can think of topics that your customers ask you every single day, right? And so we worked with the customer closely on this and asked them, like, what are the types of things that your customers ask before buying? And we got some really great ideas from them, and we wrote articles about those. So for instance, we wrote articles about pricing misconceptions for the industry. So their customers always come to them and ask them how much it's going to take to do the job. And so we wrote an article that explains how to, what are some of the misconceptions about pricing. And then we also wrote an article about how to save money when they're doing this type of remodeling. And we also wrote an article about the differences in types of materials. So these are all questions that their customers are asking them. So when they, when they find these articles, it also links to their product page or their service page. And so it really takes them down the customer journey, and it really helps add that contextual relevance to their site. So it works super well, and we got a lot of great results out of it, right? So the last takeaway that I want you guys to see from this campaign is that patience is a must, okay? I would love if we could turn on links and it would rank your site tomorrow. I would love that. But we actually built links for 4 months on this site, and it really started popping only in month 5. This happens all the time in SEO, where you think you're going to build links, like you build a few links this month and you're like, hey, where are those results, right? Well, what Google wants to see is it wants to see a consistency. It wants to see like at least we've seen about 3 months of consistency, about 90 days And that's when it'll really start taking off. And if it doesn't, then we can do things like we did in this campaign, which is reanalyze what's going on with the site and make a few changes, and then we can start seeing some really awesome results like I just showed you, okay? Cool. So that's what we'd recommend. If you guys aren't seeing any results, add some long-form content consistently, and then you can bang it out. That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah. Guys, are you liking this? Can I get a number 5 in the chat if you guys are liking this, right? You guys are liking these case studies? Are you having some aha moments? All right, I'm seeing 5, 5, 5, 5, and we also got 480 people still on the chat. That's awesome. Guys, I love it. This is awesome. You guys, again, if I'm going too fast or if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We do have people standing by. Oh man, I love seeing these. Like, there's like 1,000 5s coming up. We do have people in the chat. We got people from our account manager team. They get to look at sites every day. We got people from our support team. They get to see these kinds of issues, every day. So if I'm flying too fast or say anything, please feel free to put your questions in the chat. All right. Guys, we have 2 more killer case studies for you, and so I know that you guys are going to really love these, all right? So case study number 3 is custom accessories e-commerce. We got a couple different type of takeaways from each one of these. I kind of strategically planned these out so you guys could have a different takeaway from each one of them, all right? So guys, if you're in e-commerce or you sell things online in kind of like a store format, this is for you, okay? So the background on this site, it is an e-commerce store and that does custom accessories, okay? This is an enormous market, but the problem is it's really competitive, guys. There's some really strong players in this game, and there's a lot of people that do this as well. And this website, when it started, didn't have much traffic, okay? So again, we ran it through our normal audit. We checked for penalties, anchor text, over-optimization, etc. No problems at all, just didn't have a lot of traffic, okay? We did the easy wins. So we want to identify keywords that we could easily rank for, okay? So we found 657 keywords ranking in positions 4 through 30 with cost per clicks between 20 cents and $2.50. Now, guys, here's something that's really important to understand is that it's really common for pages to rank for lots of different variations and keywords, especially if you have a decent amount of content on that page. I'm talking like 1,000, 2,000 words on that page. Okay, it used to be in the past that SEOs would go after like 1 keyword per page, and like if you rank for that keyword, you win. If you don't rank for that, you lose. But that's not really the way that SEO works in 2018. It's really looking for contextual relevance. It's really looking for synonyms. Like most of the search traffic you'll get to your website are long tail variations. So that means like very long search queries that are all kinds of different variations of the same type of thing. All right, and so a lot of times. Pages will rank for lots of different keywords, or they'll have a lot of potential to rank for them. So for instance, on this one, we saw that one page was ranking for 130 different keywords, just not at the top, guys. It wasn't in the top 3 positions, okay? And also, there's some huge wins between the bottom of page 2 or the bottom of page 1 and number 2. All right, so let me show you guys an example. I've brought this up a few times, but I think it's important to reiterate. Right here, what you're looking at, this is a graph of the click-through rate based on position in Google. So you can see here there's number 1. So like if you go to Google and you're at the top spot on page 1, that's number 1. Then the second spot and then the third spot, and it just keeps going down from there until it gets to number 10. That would be the bottom of page 1. And then when you go to the second page of Google, that's like number 11. So you guys can see here, if you're ranking number 1, you get about 30 to 35% of the traffic. If you're number 2, you're getting about 15 to 20%. Number 3, you're getting about 10%, and then it just kind of goes down from there. And you get to like spot number 10, you're only getting like 1 to 2, maybe 3% of the traffic. So there's a huge difference between the bottom of page 1 and the top of page 1, and especially a huge difference between page 2 and the top of page 1, right? So any keywords that are in those positions, those are huge opportunities to boost up. And when you have 130 keywords that are there, that's an enormous potential, right? So this website was kind of like a hidden gold mine. Right? It was just waiting to unlock its potential, right? So you guys can see that, all right? So this is a good sign because that means that Google thinks your site is relevant. It just doesn't have the authority or trust to get up to the top yet, right? So that's really good. Give me 1 second to grab a water. Ooh. I've been sitting here screaming at my computer. All right, guys. So the competitive gap, we found 1,000 keywords in that their competition was targeting. And that was kind of cool in this instance because we were able to show them a lot of the keywords that came up were actually other types of products that their competitors were selling that they were not yet. And when we showed this to them, that made them realize that they can really expand their product line. They were only selling like a few things at the time, but this gave them a lot of ideas for how they could expand their product line when we did this competitive gap analysis. All right. And so they told us that they were going to plan on expand their product line, and they actually did. So we have a lot more stuff to target now as opposed to when they started however many months ago that was. So guys, what do we actually do? The strategy. Again, this is like pretty similar. You'll see these are very similar types of things that we did for each campaign. This was a small package with diversity links, guest posts, and then we added one piece of blog content. It's a 1,000-word post. And so we were able to get links and blog content on this one. Not a lot, just one post per month. But that's what we did for months 1 through 4. And the results were like about this. So it took about 90 days to start seeing pickup. So you guys can see, I've said that a lot of times, and that's kind of the target that we hold ourselves to here. And that's kind of what happened. In 90 days, it went from 1,500 visitors a month to about 4,000 visitors a month by the end of December. Okay, so we about tripled their traffic in 3 months, which is pretty good progress. But again, remember I said that this is a pretty competitive niche, so we wanted to bring out the big guns. So let me show you what we did. In month 5 plus, we added something that we call private vault links. Okay, so what happens is if you're in a really competitive niche, sometimes you need to get some really high domain authority links. That means links from sites that are really big authorities, and you want to get contextual links. Now, the problem with getting these high domain authority links is that a lot of times these sites have editors, and you can't just go and like build links on these sites. A lot of times you need to go and you need to be a contributor. You need to, spend a lot of time shaking hands and contributing quality articles so that you're able to get links on these sites. And that's really hard to do. So what we have is we have a special product. It's called our private vault, where we actually been doing this for years. We've been going out there. We have a team of writers. They have contributor access to these sites, and we're able to get links on really high quality sites. And these are the ones that really push rankings in terms of competitive niches, okay? These are editorial links that are normally really hard to get, but they can work wonders in competitive situations, okay? And these guys, just FYI, these are not for everybody. Usually these are really expensive and they're cost prohibitive, but if you're in a really competitive niche, this is what you really need to compete, okay? And that's why we've been working on this for years to get these kinds of links. So in month 5, we broke out the big guns. And guys, let me show you what happened. So a lot of times in Ahrefs, you look at an entire website. This is just one page on the website, okay? So in January, we started adding private vault links to one of their high target pages, okay? And you guys can see here, we added a private vault link with a domain authority 50 plus, and we also added a few more links, not a lot. And you guys can see here, this page really started taking off. This is one page on their site. So you can see here, we only have 8 referring domains. There's 16 backlinks total and only 8 referring domains. But this page on the site really took off, and it has a traffic value of $1.4 thousand a month, and that just keeps climbing, okay? So this is what you really need to do if you're targeting a very competitive keyword. A lot of times, if your site isn't ranking or you're going up against like really competitive people, sometimes you can't just build like diversity links and low authority guest posts. Sometimes you need to get these domain authority 50 plus links, and that's when you can like flip that Google switch. I really talk about this a lot. I say like flipping that Google switch because that's really kind of what it is. A lot of times, Google wants to see something. They want to see authority or trust or relevance or something like that. And once you start doing it, you'll really start ranking for everything. I mean, it's like that on every big site. It's the same thing that happened with the HOTH.com, where you get on and like we used to not rank for that much, but as soon as we flip the switch, we can start ranking so much easier for keywords. And that's what's going to happen with this site as well. Once you flip that switch, they can start putting up new pages, new products, and it's going to start ranking a ton easier, okay? All right, so strategy month 5, we had this upgraded budget. They were able to double their budget, and so we were able to target way more pages, or not way more pages, just a few more pages, but it was worth it still. So we were able to do more guest posts, we were able to do more blog content and all that kind of stuff, and the results were awesome, guys. So again, we started in September 2017, took about 90 days to start climbing, and then the site after that, after January, it really took off, okay? So right when we started adding those private vault high domain authority links, and they also doubled their spend, it went from less than 1,000 in traffic to over 15,000 visitors a month, okay? And what's cool, again, this is not worthless traffic. We're always looking for cost per click traffic, or excuse me, traffic that has some kind of value, keywords that people are actually paying for. And so the estimated value is actually over $17,000 a month. And what's cool is that their lifetime spend on HOTH is only $6,000 a month, okay? So it's pretty awesome results, okay? So guys, the takeaways from this is by doing both blog content, even a small amount, you guys saw we were only doing like 1 post a month, as well as adding consistent links, you can usually see progress in 90 days. And there's also a huge difference in traffic when you push those easy wins up to the top of page 1. Guys, remember I showed you that this website had like a page that had like 130 or 160 keywords that I was ranking for that we would classify as easy wins, okay? And so we were able to push those up. We could see enormous traffic jumps, okay? So also in competitive niches, it can really help to get a high DA 50 plus link, like one from our private vault, to help you push you over the edge if a page really isn't moving, all right? So that's really important to know. All right, guys, you like that? We got one more case study for you guys. If you're ready for this last one, say hell yeah, because we have a really special thing for you. If you guys stick around after this, about ready to fly through this last one, I guess you're gonna love this one, and then I'll have a special thing for you guys to wrap up. All right, I've seen a ton of hell yeahs. We still got 470 people on. That's awesome, guys. Okay, last case study, guys. Women's products affiliate sites. This gets 160 increase in traffic in 5 months, okay? So the background on this is an affiliate site, okay? And this is a little bit different, okay? So this one's actually getting about 5,000 in traffic per month. So it did have a bit of traffic. However, we wanted to focus on getting some great rankings for a few of the affiliate product pages. All right. So now, guys, this is an interesting one because most affiliate sites, if you guys are in affiliates, it's usually people that know SEO or have done SEO in the past, okay? So we always strategically analyze this one. Now, this one actually did have some over-optimization on the site, and we saw a drop in traffic around the end of Penguin 4 rollout. So you guys can see here, if we look at the historical rankings graph, you saw that it was climbing, and then in October 2016, we saw a dip after that. And so you can see there's a Google update. Now you guys can check this in SEMrush. It's one of the tools that we use to always check for it. And so we really thought that this probably had a Penguin issue, which is pretty common, right? It's an SEO doing the site. They probably over-optimized, and we saw a traffic dip. And so we knew that we knew we had to diversify the links with anchors, but we weren't sure if we could resurrect the site. Now, one thing that's cool if you follow SEO news is that with Penguin 4, Penguin 4 actually started doing real-time updates. So what that means is in the past with Penguin, they would only run it like once every year or every 2 years. And so if you got hit by a Penguin penalty, you were screwed for like the next year until like they ran that update again. But Penguin 4, which is the fourth iteration of this kind of a Google update, introduced real time. So it was always recalculating. And so we knew that we wouldn't at least have to like wait like 5 years if we readjusted their anchor text. So the way to solve this, it's kind of risky because it's an affiliate site. A lot of times these are difficult if you've had past penalties, but we wanted to go about it anyway. So here's what we did. We went through the same thing. We looked at easy wins, found a bunch of keywords that we could rank for, and we saw that we had a ton of opportunity with the site. You know, the site had good content on before, was getting traffic before. It just wasn't now. So we knew we had opportunity, but we were still concerned about that Penguin penalty. Content gap. We found a bunch of keywords with good traffic and similar CPCs, but this was a small budget campaign. We didn't have a lot to work with. So we focused on link building because that's mostly what Penguin targets, okay? So strategies month 1 through 6. This is a small budget campaign, and we only focused on link building for a few target pages since it already had content. So we did 1 HOTH Platinum, and these are our diversity type of links, okay? And then we had 1 DA30 guest post. So we were really careful with the anchor text on these. So we focused on benign links. So links like, www.yourwebsite.com, click here, branded anchors, the brand of your domain or whatever would be like the HOTH or anything that we could do that was not their exact target keyword to kind of rebalance their anchor text profile and see if we could recover from that penalty. And guys, here's what it kind of looks like. This is one of the pages. This is just one of the pages on the site. So you can see that here, Same kind of timeline. They actually had some good rankings at one point in time, and that dipped off. And we think that that's because of their penguin penalties. Okay, and so what we did is we made sure to really build out some more benign URL and variation links, and we did see a recovery. Okay. And this was cool because this is one of the top pages on their site that was for a product review. Okay, it had a great recovery. All right. And so what was cool, and if we look at the site overall, it used to be getting about 5,000 in traffic, and now it gets over 12,600 per month. Okay, and what's cool about that, it has an $8,000 a month worth of traffic value. So this is really valuable traffic. So we didn't know if we were going to be able to recover this site because it had a penalty in the past, but what's awesome is we were able to. If you analyze that traffic, that's $104,000 worth of annualized PPC traffic that they're getting for free, and they only spent $3,000 total in terms of HOTH campaigns with us to re-optimize that site. So pretty awesome, right? So guys, the important things to take away from this is that it's really important to look at a site history and be critical of what causes penalties. And guys, you want to make sure that you always have diversity links, and sometimes you can actually even get a site back even if it was penalized. All right, or if you've done link building yourself and you over-optimize accidentally, maybe you had another company do it. So that's what we do. All right, and it took about 90 days to start realizing the potential, and we just kept building month over month. Okay, I keep hammering on that 90 days, but that's like really true, guys. So do you guys see how this can work in any niche? Right, we've just went over a bunch of different niches. You guys can see how this can really just, whether you're an affiliate or e-commerce or any other type. Guys, by using the strategic process and doing consistent building, you guys can get really killer results, right? So guys, just remember, just to review real quick, use this process every step of the way. First, you want to do an audit. You know, look at past issues and see what might prevent you from having success. And then you can do your easy wins analysis. You want to uncover those hidden potentials and rankings. And then you want to do a content gap analysis. You know, look at your competitors. This can give you so many good ideas. All right. And then you can use that to build new content because you really do need that. And if a campaign isn't working, sometimes a simple switch is all it takes to make a big difference. So guys, the biggest switches that we've seen in terms of if it's not working, first one is adding content to the site. So it could be as simple as adding blog content to the site, adding a blog, adding 8 posts, or make sure that they're long form, or even just any kind of content to the site that can help build it out. That can be a big switch. Another one is adding high domain authority links. You know, we saw in one of these case studies that by adding one of our private vault high domain authority links, we really saw a page just like take off like that. And then the third one is giving it time. You know, some of these case studies, or at least one of them, we saw that we were building, you know, for about 4 months and we didn't see that results. And then that last month 5, when we changed up the strategy a little bit, we're able to really see those results. Again, guys, we see this all the time. You know, people build like 1 month, or they build a handful of links and they think it's just going to increase. Google really wants to see that consistency month over month. And if you do this right, you're going to see some pretty killer results, right? So guys, how would you like to see these massive increases happen to your site? Can I get a 1 in the chat if you guys would like to see, would you like to be one of these case studies, right? This would be pretty awesome. All right, I'm seeing a ton of ones. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's awesome. All right, so you guys like this? You can see this. It would be awesome if you guys had this happen to your site, right? Okay, so guys, would you like me to make you a special deal so that you guys can take advantage of this? All right, hell yeah. All right, would love to. All right, number one. All right, cool. So guys, I told you we're gonna stick around. We stuck around. We'll give you special deals. So let me show you what it is. And guys, I'm not going to pitch this super hard because you've seen what's up on this webinar and you've seen all these cool results and stuff. But all of these results that I've showed you today are all part of our managed SEO product. It's called HOTH. All right, and it's the best product we've ever had. It is our #1 seller by far. We've got more results, more case studies, and with this product than anything ever before, okay? It's our managed service where we're able to apply these strategic techniques to your website. And it's the best way to get rankings, traffic, and really become the authority while keeping you natural. That's what we have to do. We got to keep you natural, right? So instead of piecing together like links and packages yourself, we created a dedicated team to execute this authority plan for you so that you can get the best results possible. And actually, this just started as like a couple people. Now we have a whole room here, or actually have 2 rooms here in our office in St. Pete that are dedicated to this product, okay? So with HOTH, what's cool is that your job really is to do nothing. All right. So we made this product, this managed product, because we kept hearing like, I'm tired of doing it on my own. Okay. And so you just come in, you give us your website, and we create the strategy with you. And so we walk you through the same thing that we did with all these case studies. And you guys have a campaign manager assigned to you, be right by your side the whole way, and we monitor results and answer any questions that you have. Okay. So HOTH is basically done for you SEO. You get this advanced SEO strategy. You get keyword research done for you, basically those easy wins, a competitive gap analysis. You get a dedicated campaign manager. You get authority link building. You get strategic content development, and you get white label reporting. So guys, here's the deal. Wanted to make this a no-brainer for you. Our packages for our managed SEO usually start at $1,000 a month, okay, plus a $250 setup fee. That's like the minimum you can get in. You can't get in for lower than that, all right? But we know that sometimes this excludes people that would normally take advantage of this. Sometimes you don't have $1,000 a month to spend on SEO. So we want to make you a special offer since you stayed on, hung out with us on this webinar, make it a no-brainer for you. So guys, what you're going to get today, if you guys hop on this deal, is you're going to get HOTH, which normally starts at $1,000 a month. You can never get it less than that. We're going to waive the setup fee. Usually that's a $250 setup fee, so you're going to get that for free today. And then guys, here's the banger, is that if you purchase while you're on this webinar, we're actually going to include a free DA50 Plus private vault link for free, okay, on this webinar, which is a $500 value. Again, I told you that these links are pretty expensive. This one is going to be over $500 in value. You guys saw what this can do to a page. Sometimes this is the thing you need to really get your site ranked. So this will give you an amazing start. So guys, we're going to give this to you special today for only $500 a month, okay? So if you guys want to check this out, just check out thehoth.com/rock. And that's where you can get all of these today. Now, remember that you can only get that DA50 link. You get this whole deal if you buy while you're on this webinar, okay? So this is pretty cool. I thought I wanted to make a really awesome no-brainer for you guys if you want to get in. Again, it usually starts at $1,000 per month, but we're going to do it at $500 per month. And that's only going to be for this webinar, okay? So guys, if you want to get this deal, hop in. We would love to see you on the other side, thehoth.com/rock, okay? So guys, I know that I've been sitting up here like for an hour yelling at the screen and showing you all these cool case studies, but we've actually really been getting crazy results. It's not just these 4. We have tons of different case studies, and I don't have enough time to go through them all with you, but I just want to show you what we like to call the HOTH mountains. These are the famous HOTH mountains. We call them mountains because it looks like a mountain popped out of nowhere with these traffic graphs. So let me just bang off a bunch of them, screenshots for you so you guys can see. It's not just these case studies. We have a ton of these, okay? So health and wellness site. This is local, 433% in organic keywords. Local therapy, 489% increase in organic keywords. And each one of these sites is a totally different site, okay? This is an appliance e-commerce site, 556% increase in organic keywords. A Canadian e-commerce site, 1,875% increase in organic traffic. And you guys can see all of these are from our HOTH campaigns. You guys can see there's all types of different niches that are just crushing it. They just start with us. We run through this process, and bam, the HOTH mountains come up, all right? So we got mobile app development, 636% increase in organic traffic. Physical testing, e-commerce, you can see 440% increase in organic traffic. Apparel, 400, oh, actually, is that the same? I don't know. Maybe I messed up those stats. Anyway, it's a huge increase. It went from 2,000 to like 37,000. So that's way more than 440%. So sorry about that. Anyway, I probably got bored making all these screenshots. It's all the same thing. Rehab, $26,000 per month traffic value from scratch, right? Just out of nowhere. Wholesale home goods, boating supplies, web hosting UK. So guys, do you like what you saw? You like this? If you guys want to be one of our HOTH case studies, you got to hop on this right now. Thehoth.com/rock. It's a killer deal. You basically are getting, you know, a one-time only. You can only start. You usually can't even get into this program for less than $1,000. Today you can get in for $500. You're also going to get your setup fee waived. So that's $250 off that you normally have to pay tomorrow. And then we're also giving you a $500 link to start you off. So it's an amazing deal. It's the best deal we've ever done. So if you guys like this, can I get a hell yeah in the chat if you guys like these case studies? So hell yeah, hell yeah. All right. Now, guys, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, but what about my niche? I know that I've just seen, Clayton, you just showed me like 20 different niches that you've had really killer results in. But do you work in underwater basket weaving? Do you work in Singapore construction law? I bet that's what you're thinking. Well, guess what? We have more case studies for you. So local salon, that's crushing it. Specialized lighting, HOTH Mountains, marketing agency, home goods, local divorce lawyer, school supplies, local chiropractor. Are you guys getting bored of this yet? We have like 1,000 of these. It's because when you guys run it through this process, and you do it correctly, you just start getting results like this. Family law, outdoor supplies, local body shop, beauty salon, Australia beauty products. Doesn't have to be US. It can be outside the US too. We've even done sites. One of our best sites that we've had in here is kind of a risque niche. Then the entire site is in French. Okay, I didn't even include it in here. But I'm just saying we can crush it in pretty much any niche. This is a marketing agency. If you're a marketing agency, we can crush it for you. Jewelry. This guy is getting $20,000 a month of traffic value starting from basically scratch. Okay, and also 18,000 visitors a month. So guys, we're just crushing it. These HOTH Mountains. They're famous, okay? So we have worked in pretty much any niche you can think of, all right? So if you have a weird niche, we've probably done something in it before. If you guys are gonna wanna check this out, you guys wanna be part of it, you guys can hop on thehoth.com/rock, okay? So guys, old sites, if your site's old, we can work with it. If it's totally brand new, it's not ranking for anything, we can do that too, and everything in between, okay? So guys, if you want to check it out, this is pretty simple. Let me just show you how you can go and purchase. This is a webinar only special, so you can only get this deal on this webinar if you purchase with this. I'm actually going to start a countdown timer when we do the Q&A, and then after that's over, this deal, the $500 private vault link will go away, okay? So again, you can just go to thehoth.com/rock. The page kind of looks like this, and you're going to go, and if you don't have an account, you'll just sign up for an account. If you do have an account, you can just log in, make sure you hit that button, and you'll notice that on the confirmation screen, it'll say that there's a coupon in it that will take away your setup fee, okay? So that will save you that setup fee. You'll be able to hit that $500 a month. That's normally not available. Like if you go to HOTH, on our regular sales page, you'll see that it starts at $1,000 a month, and only on the hoth.com/rock can you get it at $500 a month if you want to start with that. And you can purchase right from there, okay? Now, in terms of your $500 private vault link, all you got to do is instructions are on the sales page. You just got to send a quick message to support@thehoth.com with your order number, and we'll be able to drop that into your account, all right? So, guys, this is a limited time deal. If you don't get in on this now, you're going to miss out on a lot. Our packages are going to go back up to $1,000 a month. You're going to have to pay that setup fee, the $250. And you're not going to get that free DA50 link. You got to purchase that by the end of this Webby, all right? So check it out, thehoth.com/rock. And guys, we're so confident that you're going to love this. We're 100% confident that you're going to love this, okay? So not a lot of companies do this, but we do. We put our money where our mouth is. We're going to give you a 100% satisfaction, rock solid, HOTH approved, satisfaction, said that twice, guarantee. So that basically means like most SEO companies, you go to them, they go, oh, okay, but well, do you guarantee your results? And everyone's like, oh, no, we can't guarantee your results. Well, the HOTH is a little bit different. We're going to guarantee that you're satisfied, you know? And so just in case you're not satisfied with the work that we do, let us know, and we'll give you all your money back. We're really confident. You can see here, even in campaigns where, like, you know, after 90 days, it really wasn't seeing traffic, we're able to reanalyze them and figure out what's going on with the campaign based on what we see and really get it back up. So we're really intent on customer satisfaction here at the HOTH. I mean, we put our money where our mouth is, so that's why we have this guarantee for you there. All right, so guys, if you're a first-time customer, we want to welcome you also to the HOTH family. We send out thousands of these. They're called swag packs, and this is just going to welcome you to the HOTH family. You'll get a pack of like a HOTH t-shirt and a mug and all this kind of stickers and stuff like that. It's our way of saying thanks for joining the family. We've like literally shipped out, you know, probably over $250,000, maybe more of these swag packs all over the world. We love seeing you guys sending pictures, you know, tweeting us or just Instagram tagging us or anything like that. We love seeing these all the way around the world. Super cool. And if you're a first-time customer, you get one of these as well. So guys, check it out. Go to thehoth.com/rock. Again, this is a limited time deal. You can only get on this webinar. And the cool thing is, if you're not even, if your website's not even ready yet, that's totally fine. You can go ahead and purchase. Nothing happens right away. You can give us your website at a later time. But if you want to take advantage of this deal, you got to lock it in. Okay, so guys, here's what's going to happen. We still got 300 people, over 300 people on. I would love to answer your questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a drink of water, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to sit here and answer Q&A for 30 minutes. And after that 30 minutes time goes away, then that DA50 link, that's $500, worth $500, that's going to go away. Okay, so you got to purchase before this webinar is over. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a glass of water and I'll be right back. All right. All right, guys, are you ready to do this? All right, we got 300 people in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and fire them up right there, and I'll go through as many as I can. I'll start this countdown right now. So if you guys want to check out this offer again, the hoth.com/rock. And normally these campaigns start at $1,000 a month. You can get in today at $500 a month. We're going to waive the setup fees, usually $250. You don't have to pay that today. And then we're going to give you a $500 link for free. Again, it's a high domain authority link. This really can get your rankings moving. We've seen it time and time again. So it's a crazy deal. It's the best deal we've ever had on our best product that we've ever had. So check it out, the hoth.com/rock. Let the countdown begin. All right, we got a question, where to download the slides. Guys, I know I went through this really quick, so if you go to the hoth.com/rock, down at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to see in the first FAQ, there's a link to the slides, so you can go check it out there, the hoth.com/rock, all the way down at the bottom. So how do you rank music websites? I have seen music websites for thin contents that rank position 1 for keyword variations on the target phrase. So I'm not sure if I know exactly what you're talking about, Emmy, but basically, you always got to remember that you're only going up against your competition. So if it's talking like a lyric website or a maybe like a tab website, a lot of times you just got to look at the competition. Okay, so Google is really intent on ranking the pages that make sense for that keyword. So sometimes you don't necessarily need 1,000 words or 2,000 or 10,000 words on a page to be able to rank. For instance, one of our top ranking pages that gets most traffic on our website is one of our tools pages, and it only has like 30 words on it. Why? Well, because that page really matches the intent for that keyword. So that's really what you got to keep in mind. So that's why we always do run through this process. We do that easy wins, and then we do the competitive gap analysis. We take a look at what's ranking for those keywords and make sure that matches up. If you're not matching up with what's ranking for those keywords, that's a pretty good indicator that you should change up what's on your website. So I'm not sure if that really answered your question, but basically what you want to do is just look at the competition, see what they're doing, and then that's the best way to figure out what you need to do. And that's pretty much what we do every time in every HOTH campaign. Okay, hope that answers your question. If you did not, please clarify. Thanks. All right, let's see what else we got in here. All right, chat is jumping like crazy. All right, let's see what we got. So if I have 10 clients I want to turn over, do I have to purchase this for each? Yeah, we actually do this all the time. Like, if you have clients you want to purchase this for, you can do that. You can do one. Every HOTH campaign is one website. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. This is a great time to get in. $500 a month. It's pretty low cost in terms of what you get for your bang for your buck. And usually these campaigns start at $1,000 a month. So this is great. We have a lot of people reselling these packages. You can usually double or triple the cost of these packages because the value is just so crazy. Okay, question. Is it best to have a WordPress blog separate from your domain, or is it better to have a blog integrated on your website? Is there a difference? Brian, we love having blogs on our website. So for instance, if you look at the hoth.com, it's the hoth.com/blog. That way it can take full advantage of the root domain of your website. I think that's what you're asking. So I hope that answers your question. All right. Also, like there's a bunch of case studies out there. If you type in like blog subdomain versus regular domain or root domain, you'll see a bunch of case studies that it's usually better to have it on your root domain. All right. Question, how about riskier niches such as bail bonds? Is that something that you guys can work with? So Dustin, great question. We work with risky niches all the time. There are some niches that we have great results with that I didn't show you on this webinar. But in terms of risky niches, yes, we can work with those. For instance, medical cannabis right now is a huge niche that we work in. We do this all the time. Now, there's some product limitations in terms of what we can build, but we've had great results with all kinds of niches. Sometimes it's limited in terms of like what types of links we can get, but we have a lot of different kind of variations and ways to work around it. So totally we can work with gray area niches. All right. I know that DA50 backlink price. Yes, DA50 backlinks can usually be pretty expensive. The one we're giving you, we sell it for over $500. So yeah, it's a pretty great value. All right. So does this offer include up to 2 websites? You say times 2 URLs. So usually with every HOTH campaign, it's 1 website. Now I do on the sales page, I do notate that we usually work with like 1 to 2 URLs per $500. That's usually my recommendation, so you get optimum value. If you target more than that, then sometimes you disperse your links too much and you don't see value quick enough. So we usually target 1 to 2 URLs at a time per $500. We find that that works pretty well. Sometimes we can do more. There's no specific limit, but that's what we recommend. The HOTH campaigns in general are super flexible in terms of what we can do. So it's always based on, we always work with the clients to figure out what exactly they need, what's going to work best for that situation. But that's our recommendation. Hope that makes sense. All right. So would we buy a no-follow private vault backlink if it does not contribute to PageRank? So Robert, great question. I'm a big fan of just not caring that much. I love getting no-follow links. I love getting do-follow links. I don't care about that much. If I only get 100% do-follow links, I think it's unnatural. And you know, one of the biggest things that Google goes after is unnatural SEOs, people that are only doing it one way, only getting one type of anchor text, only getting one type of link, only getting do-follows, etc. So I like keeping it natural, okay? That is my recommendation. If you look at any big site, any real site, any good site that's ranking, you'll see they have no-follow links, all right? So I'm off to get some work done. It's a pleasure. All right, great. Thanks for having us. All right, next question, me. All right, how to disavow a link tool in Webmaster that is work to fix those bad backlinks? Yes, you can disavow links in Webmaster Tools if you want to. If you guys have old crappy links, or you think you have are having a penalty, what I will say is that over time, Google has been a lot better in terms of just ignoring crappy links. We don't use the disavow tool that much unless we see something in particular. And with every HOTH campaign, we always run it through an audit first, so we'll know if there's something wrong with your links. We don't use that disavow file that much, at least not anymore. But yeah, not that big of a deal. We don't see it that much. Excuse me. We don't see we don't see that many problems. So we don't that way need to use that tool. All right, so let's see what else we got. All right. Boom. Scroll through these. Man, we have a ton of questions here. You guys are awesome. All right. So let's see. How about a photography website in a very large competitive city? Ron, I showed you 3,000 case studies of every niche I could think of in Canada and Singapore and everything. Yes, we can totally do that. We run it through the same process. It's going to be awesome, man. You should definitely hop on it now, especially when you get that DA50 link. You said it's a competitive niche, so we're going to start you out with a free $500 link. It's basically that link itself pays for your first month, okay? So, yeah, it's an awesome deal. Again, guys, there's a timer going on the screen. If you go to the hoth.com/rock, this deal is going to go away. You're not going to be able to get the free DA50 link when this timer hits 0. So you're going to make sure that you get in before then, all right? So make sure you get on this deal today if you guys are interested in this, all right? So use my hot sauce in my video series, Hot Buzz on YouTube. Brian, that's awesome, man. I'll have to check that out. All right, so Emmy, to rank for a particular country, what would you do? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I think you might be saying like maybe you're not in the US. That's totally fine. We have sites in Australia, UK, even sites that are not in English at all. We've ranked sites in French, sites in Spanish. And so we do this similar type of thing. Same process. It's the same and no matter what language we do it in. Actually, one of our biggest successes is an extremely competitive industry in Spain. It's a site in Spanish. So same type of deal. Usually what will happen is if you get links to your site and you have like a .ca for Canada or .au for Australia, it'll usually rank within that Google search engine, all right? So it'll just naturally take care of itself. All right, my site is DAPA 50 plus. Can I sell you a link for $500? I don't know. Hit us up. We'll check it out. So if I have 10 clients I want to turn over, do I have to purchase this for each? I think I already answered that one. Let's see what else I got. One high DA50 plus private vault link, one time only or every month. It's one time only if you get on this webinar. These links are super expensive. Like I said, they're worth $500, so you would get it one time right when you purchase this. It's for purchasing this package. You're going to get it, and then if you want to, we'll also give you access so you can purchase more in the future. Now, if you do purchase a higher ticket campaign, so like I said, campaigns here start at $500 a month, but that's the lowest of the low. It's definitely, we see results in the 500 campaign, but as you saw in almost every one of these case studies, eventually we had the customer upgrade. The customer upgraded to $1,500 or $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, $2,000. I mean, we even have some customers on $30,000 a month HOTH campaigns. Now, the more competitive your niche, the higher you're going to want to go, or the more pages you want to target, the higher you're going to want to go. If you get into the higher ticket ones, you can see actually on the HOTH order screen when you get into the actual backend that it goes all the way up to like $30,000 or $50,000 or $60,000. If you get into the higher ones, we're going to start padding you out with those private vault links. Okay, so these are not for everyone because they're super expensive in comparison to the other links. But if you get on one of the higher ticket campaigns, we can start getting those links. All right. Let's see here. See what else we got. I have an affiliate travel website in Australia. I want to learn about what you're doing to my website. So will your reports explain and educate me on how to manage my digital marketing in the long run? Yeah, well, Lisa, basically the kind of point of the HOTH campaign is that you have our team you have our team at your disposal, and we actually work with you to create the strategy. We have a strategy, like I showed you on all of these on these slides and case studies that we go through. But we always take a look at what's happening specifically with your website, and we make a custom strategy for you. So what happens is you are going to purchase, and then we're going to do the research. You're going to give us a little bit of information about your website, what's going on, what you want to target. We actually go through and do all this research. Then we have a campaign manager that's assigned to you. It's basically your right-hand man or woman that's assigned to you, and you'll be able to get on a call with them. We'll walk you through all of our research that we found and what the strategy is going to be. When you go through and you purchase, you'll actually see you have all your campaigns every single month. You'll be able to approve them in your dashboard every single month, okay? So it's pretty cool. And so the idea is that you always have someone right by your side that's making your campaign for you, working with you on your high priority targets, and really adjusting it based on what we're seeing. So you really won't have to do it on your own. The kind of point of this is that you don't have to do it on your own. And what's really cool about it is that it's no different in terms of pricing to do it on your own versus have someone on your team do it for you. I'm talking about like one of the people on our HOTH campaign managers. If you were to come to us and you buy all these packages individually, it's the same cost. So you might as well have a team that does the research. That's your right-hand, marketing strategist to look at your campaigns and reports. So you don't really even have to think about it every month. You can always just rely on us to tell you what's going on at your website, provide recommendations, look into it, all that kind of stuff. So there's that. And yeah, I hope that answers your questions. All right. So Trendy Mobile D, would I be able to compete against a national magazine? Yes, for sure. Now, it depends on your budget, and we want to look at that. Now, if it's a national magazine and it's a pretty high competition niche, you might want to go for a higher end package. Like I said, we do have some customers that are going after extremely competitive niches, and they're on a $30,000 a month campaign. So it just depends on how competitive you're talking about. But yeah, we do have the guns to be able to go up against very competitive niches. Cool. Hope that answers your question. All right, let's see what else we got. What diversity links you use? So in terms of diversity links, anything could really be considered a diversity link. Any type of link if you're doing non-exact match anchors. I'm talking like benign anchors, URL anchors, naked anchors, all those kinds of stuff to really mix up your anchor text. Now, when I talk about diversity anchors in this context, usually what I was referring to was our platinum package or the HOTH link building packages, the original HOTH packages. We usually use those because in terms of bang for your buck, you get a pretty decent amount of links. They're lower power than, for instance, the guest post, but that's okay because we're using those to really diversify the linking IPs and all that kind of stuff. All right. So I hope that answers your question, man. All right, still got 250 people on. That's awesome, guys. Remember to get this deal. I got this countdown clock right here. You'll only be able to get it if you purchase before this hits 0. And after that, I'll also say thank you, and we'll see you guys on the next one. So if you guys want to check out and get on this deal, it's the hoth.com/rock. Again, remember, normally these campaigns, these HOTHX campaigns that we showed you, all these case studies, all these awesome results, they usually start at $1,000 a month, and now today you can get in at $500 a month. Plus, we're waiving the setup fee. Usually, you have to pay $250 setup fee, so you don't have to pay that today if you get in. And then we're going to give you a link, a high domain authority DA50 plus private vault link. Only certain people can usually get these because it's part of our private vault, and you can only get it if you buy on this webinar. It's usually it's a $500 link, so it basically pays for this whole thing yourself. So guys, this is a banger deal. We would love to see you guys in on this. Just hop in at the hoth.com/rock, and you guys can be one of our next case studies, like the 1,000 that I've shown you on this webinar. All right. So, Dalmami, how many links does it come with? Great question. So, if you get in on like a $500 a month package, usually what we'll do is something like a HOTH Platinum package, which you can check that on our website. We usually give you like a 1 to 2 domain authority, or one to 2 guest posts, and then maybe like 1 blog post. Essentially, what these are kind of like wrappers. So like $500, we can actually, if you're on a $500 a month plan, we can buy any packages, any HOTH packages up to that $500 spend budget, if that makes any sense. So the packages could really vary in terms of the number of links based on the situation that we recommend for you. But that's usually the recommendation that we have. All right. So hope that answers your question. The probably most roundabout way probably didn't answer your question. What does 1 to 2 URLs, 2 to 3 URLs mean? Oh, great question. So on the sales page, you can see that I put like for a $500 a month package. We recommend that doing 1 to 2 URLs. We usually recommend that you target 1 to 2 pages on your website. If you're trying to rank like 7 pages on your website, $500 usually isn't enough budget to be able to do that effectively in a decent time span. So we recommend like targeting 1 to 2 URLs. Now, if you know that you have 5 different products or 5 different service pages that you really want to rank, then you might want to go with one of the higher packages. Okay, so. And we actually do. I mean, you saw in these case studies, not everybody's at $500 a month. A lot of these case studies are $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and up. Okay, so I definitely recommend that. You guys can see that there's a huge amount of potential. Again, you know, some of these case studies had like after a handful of months, they got $24,000 a month worth of traffic. So if you guys invest in this, you can see huge returns going forward. That's kind of the thing about SEO is like you got to invest in it, but then like the opportunity is enormous. And you guys saw on this webinar how we go through these easy wins and this process to be able to get you these quick wins, get you high ROI really quick, rather than just starting from scratch. Okay, so it's a pretty cool SEO strategy. All right, so let's see what else we got. So Kirk, what about automotive dealers, dealership websites? Do you have any results on that? Kirk, yes, we've done like every niche underneath the sun. We've definitely done auto websites. So yeah, I mean, we've done every niche. So we run it through the same process. So, all right, can you rank supplement sites? I know it's a tough niche. Yes, Brad, we can rank supplement sites. Hell yeah. If it's like an e-commerce site, I showed you an e-commerce thing or e-commerce case study here. A lot of times, some of the problems of e-commerce are that, number one, you don't have enough content on your page. So as long as you do that, you'll be good. A lot of times, we'll look at what the easy wins are. Sometimes your category pages are big winners in there. So people that are searching for categories. So for instance, let's say like I don't know, I don't know what kind of supplement niche you're in, but let's say like protein powders. You sell like a bunch of different brands of protein powders. So ranking that protein powder category page can usually be a really great target for us. And then the last thing is we like to add blogs. So people ask questions about, for instance, protein powders. We answer those questions by writing blog content. What that does, this triple whammy strategy really just adds that contextual relevance and gives you way more keywords to target. And once Google starts seeing that you do this over time, you'll start seeing a lot of great results. And if it's a tough niche, then you might want to pick one of the higher packages and get some high domain authority links. The guest post links going to those category or product pages, if we can do it, those are sometimes really good. Those those private vault links, like the one we're giving away on this webinar, is really good. If we can get a piece of content that's linkable, that can give your domain enough authority to start ranking. So we'll just have to take a look at it. But yeah, man, we do this all the time. E-commerce, supplement sites, tough niches, all the time, baby. All right. So let's see what else we got. How many pieces of content and how many links will be acquired each month for $500? So for $500, we'll have to take a look at your site, but usually we do like a diversity package. So that's just like a handful of links. Could be a HOTH mini site. That's about 6 links. Usually throw in one domain authority guest post, like DA10. So that'd be like 7 links. And then we usually do like at least one more piece of blog content. So on $500, you get a handful of links, so less than 10 links, and then a piece of blog content. And usually if you're in a non-competitive niche and you let that go for about 90 days, that's enough to see some pretty great results. What's great about this is, what's great about this is that on this webinar, you can actually get a huge deal on that DA50 plus link. That's usually $500. So if you guys want to hop in on that, the hoth.com/rock. But again, Hunter, I just want to clarify that we always look at your site and we always determine what we should do based on that. All right. So let's see what else we got. You guys have great questions. If you have any more, keep them flowing in. I'm just going to try to get to as many as we can. We still got 9 minutes, less than 10 minutes to get on this deal, the hoth.com/rock. And you guys can get all these cool bonuses and discounts and all that kind of stuff. All right. So, Kylan, what is the difference between DA10, DA20, and DA30? So, excuse the gobbledygook. DA stands for domain authority, okay? And domain authority is kind of like you're rating Google, how powerful the site is. And so when we get a link from a domain authority, 10 or 20 or 30, the higher the number, the more powerful the link is going to be. That's why our most powerful links, the ones in our private vault, those are DA50 plus, those are the most powerful ones. And a lot of times in link building in 2018, it's quality over quantity. So the more you want us to really start be moving into the higher domain authority links, those are the ones that are really going to push you up. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's see what else we got in here. All right. What is your thought on establishing a separate authoritative blog and in published research type articles and funnel traffic to your own site in that way? What is your take on this? So what I would suggest is there's 2 things. One is that I think your best content should really go on your site. All right, you should just create a blog on your site and put your best content there. Now, what you're alluding to is what we call guest posting. So it basically you want links coming from other sites. And so what we suggest is guest posting. The process is you go out and you find sites that are relevant to your niche, where your customers might be, and or anywhere that you could get a good contextual link from. You reach out to them, you write a post for their website, and you get a link back to your website. All right. Now you're going to want to do that on a bunch of different domains. And so that's basically called guest posting. And you actually get guest posting as a part of this. It's one of our go-to link building strategies. So instead of building a separate blog to try to link back, you're only really going to be getting like one more root domain linking to you. So I think a better approach is to just put your best content on your blog and then do guest posting in order to get links. All right. I hope that makes sense. All right. So let's see what else we got. All right, you guys got great questions. We still got over 200 people on here. We got 6 minutes, so I'm still banging through these questions. Hell yeah, this is a bunch of fun, guys. I love it. I love these questions. All right, let's see what else we got. All I want is advanced strategy and research part. Is that offered anywhere? No, right now we do not offer just strategy and research. but we do offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. We know that after you get the research, you're going to love it. Now, you can do this research on your own. I went through this and explained it all, but really what you're going to want to do is just hop in, because that research that's normally $250, it's kind of like our setup fee. We're doing that for free. So this is like a one-time deal. It's like a one-of-a-kind. It's really awesome, so you should definitely hop in on it. All right, let's see what else we got. All right. All right, we got over 40 people have hopped in. Man, that is awesome. I love it. So we got a ton of people hopping in right now. It's because if you've been a part of the HOTH for a while, you know that this is an amazing deal. So you definitely want to go hop in. This is like your only chance to get in at the $500 level. You saw a lot of these campaigns. They actually they started at a low cost per month, and then we bumped up the budget after they started seeing some results. So especially because we're offering a DA50 link, that is a great reason to get on this. That thing basically pays for the entire first month yourself. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got. 5 minutes left. All right. Time is going down, guys. We would do this for one sites, but I recommend where possible, post blogs to the main site all the way. Links boost main site, whatever you're selling. I personally recommend do something. Thanks for chiming in, Brody. I agree. I think we kind of are saying the same things. I appreciate you hanging out. It's one of the things about the HOTH. I love the community. It's not just us pitching stuff. It's a bunch of people trying to help out. And we try to be super transparent, kind of like we did on this webinar. We try to do these like no-brainer deals, even if we go into the red, because we get so many results out of this. You know, HOTH is one of those things that we put off for years. We didn't have it until about 1 year ago. It's about 11 months, something, about a year ago. Next month is when we really launched HOTH, mostly because people were kind of, trying to do it themselves. And when we launched this, it was huge. It was our biggest seller ever, and we also got more results, just like you saw on the 1,000 case studies that I showed you here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so let's see what else we got here. If you guys got any more questions, keep them coming. I love them. All right, what about creating hundreds of landing pages on the same domain you're trying to sell products? Miguel, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to there. Usually what happens is you usually don't need to create hundreds of landing pages now. What happens now in Google is that, and actually that can create problems. So let me explain a little bit. Google really wants you to create authority pages. So instead of creating one page for each keyword, you're really going to want to create one big page that's going to rank for a ton of different keywords, if that makes sense. Now, there's some techniques in local SEO where you can make a bunch of spam pages, like 1,000 different pages. I don't necessarily recommend that. I see those sites have mediocre success. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't work. What I do suggest is following the process that we laid out here, because we get way more consistent results on this. Guys, only 3 minutes left for this deal. So you guys want to hop in thehoth.com/rock. George, hope I said your name right. PBNs, yes or no? I don't have anything against PBNs if you do them right. The thing is, it's just getting harder and harder to do PBNs. We personally don't use them here at the HOTH. What we do is guest post outreach, and we've invested a ton into building an enormous writing and outreach team of over 450 people to not do PBNs. So instead of doing PBNs, we do manual outreach to get you guest post links. So that's the direction we recommend going on. I don't have anything against PBNs, actually. It's just a ton of work to actually keep them up and make them look like real sites. And it's for most people, for 99% of people, it's just not worth it. It's much more worth it to do the process that we go through on this webinar. All right, so let's see what else. If you want to look at the slide, somebody asked about that, thehoth.com/rock. It's the same as the sales page. It's at the bottom, and the FAQs. You can download the slides from this. All right, HOTH sauce, hell yeah, HOTH sauce is amazing. Do you plan to offer SEO for Spanish-speaking websites? So we don't have anything specifically for Spanish, but we do sites that are in Spanish all the time. We do sites that are in Spanish. We do sites that are in French. The only thing that we can't do is sites that have non-Roman characters, meaning like Chinese, Japanese, Arabic, anything like that. But Spanish, we do that all the time, and we see really great results. So not a problem at all. All right. Let's see what else we got. Any more questions? I'm in HOTH already. Can I get this deal as well? So if you're in HOTH already, all you have to do to get this deal, if you upgrade your subscription, go to your subscription page and hit upgrade. you can actually get this deal. We'll give you a $500 private vault link for free. Just send us a email to support@thehoth.com, and we'll hook you up if you upgrade. You have to upgrade at least $500 a month or more, and then we can hook you up. So I need more time to reach out to my clients to get them on board the payment plan. Can I have until the month? Nick, check us out, dude. You can actually buy today, and then you don't have to fill out the inputs yet. So we can actually put the campaign on pause for you. So you can buy today, lock in the price, and then you can put it on pause. We can help you out that. If you need help, do support@thehoth.com. So you guys got less than a minute. If you guys want to get on this deal, thehoth.com/rock. So let's see what else. Do you know where SEO search providers get their information about competitors, visitor stats? Jason, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, but if you're looking for stats, a lot of the research that we do is with Ahrefs. Now, Ahrefs is kind of expensive. We have a bunch of free tools on our site. If you go to thehoth.com / I think SEO-tools, or you can just see in our menu bar, you'll see we have a bunch of free tools where you can do competitor research. But we recommend Ahrefs. It's really awesome. That's what we use for all of our HOTH campaigns. So yeah. All right, guys. Let's see. Woo! That was a banger, man. I've been on here for an hour and 34 minutes. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you guys want to get on this deal, just go to thehoth.com/rock. We're about ready to close up here. The countdown has hit 0, but I think if you get in right now as we close up, we'll be able to still get you in on this deal. You know, we're not too crazy stingy. But guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. I hope you learned a ton, and we would love to see you guys on the next one. So again, guys, thank you so much. If you want to get on this, thehoth.com/rock. Love you, and we'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.